Hey, this is Mic Romano back with a view from the mic. Before we get into Mike's pile, which is again brimming with stuff to go over, we have to get one thing straight. Of course, we do this every show. You're not going to hear anything about football. Talk to Chet Kopic about that. This is baseball, hockey, and everything else. So no football ever. Now let's talk about hockey tonight, specifically goaltending. I'm sick and tired of seeing people boo goalies. I've absolutely had it. I played the position. I've had head injuries, concussions. Why do you think I'm like this? It's a dangerous position. Nobody would want to play that position in their right mind, and I did, and it explains a lot of things, I suppose. But it's a dangerous position, especially in the old days before the invention of the mask. Just take a look at this photo of Terry Sawchuk. I mean, this man was brutalized. His face looks like a railroad map. And then, of course, Jerry Cheevers and others, the pioneers of the Jacques Plante mask, saved these goalies and created a whole different style of goaltending. But Cheevers drew the stitches where they would be on his mask to show where the damage would have been. And these goalies are great athletes. This picture of a Marty Turco type goalie stripped to his waist, this is what shape a goalie's in. And now look at a fan that I heard booing him last year when he gave up a wraparound goal. Some fat slob with a beer in his hand, nachos in the other, covered with cheese. He couldn't even see his feet. And yet this guy, barely fitting into his chair, was criticizing Turco. I almost went over his seat to get him. That is not fair. Turco gave up a goal to Jerome Iginla, one of the best players in the National Hockey League. It's a goal that most goalies would have given up. But this slob thought Turco should be doing better. And so that's what I want to talk about tonight. It's the toughest position in sports. Most people wouldn't dare to put on those pads. If it wasn't for this mask, some of the guys in the league probably wouldn't have them on either. That's how dangerous the game is. And actually, the whole game changed in the nets because of this mask, because the butterfly style developed. Goalies used to play stand-up because they didn't want to be head high with the puck. But with the mask, they could go down, cover the lower part of the net like a butterfly. And Eddie Belfour, Tony Esposito, and really the first one was Glenn Hall. But that's how that style of goaltending started, and it's really the predominant style today, except for maybe a Martin Brodeur. But taunting a goalie means that you don't know what you're talking about. The goalie wins the game or loses the game, and sometimes loses a game they should win and wins a game they should lose. Believe me, I've been there. I've been the GOAT, and it doesn't feel good. That red light goes on, people are laughing, booing. It's not a fun place to be. You have to really love it and have a certain type of spine to do it. A goalie typically will face 80 to 100 mile an hour slap shots during the game. From 40 feet, he has 1/3 of a second to make a save. 1/3. And that, as the puck approaches him, it's approaching him at 12 feet per 1/10 of a second. So the goalie has 0.15 seconds to react to the puck, to recognize where it's going, how to save it, use an arm, a leg, a stick, a glove, a blocker, where to direct the rebound. If he doesn't have a safe place to direct it, he's going to have to hold on to it. But he has 1/3 of a second to do all that. That's incredible. And to show you how different their reflexes are than everybody else, if you did this ruler test with a friend, you just drop this ruler and see how fast he can grab it after you let go. The average fan would be able to grab the ruler about here. The average NHL goalie will grab it here. That's how quickly he'll react to that ruler falling. So you're talking about reflexes of a mongoose. Now let's also talk about what he's also bearing. He's got 35 pounds of equipment on him, not counting being screened by 6'2", 250-pound players. Shots being deflected or redirected just a few feet in front of him. While the slob up in the stands, he's only worried about how many beers he can get in before they cut off beer sales. This goalie's probably sweating off. I used to lose maybe 12 pounds during a game of sweat, and that's very common if you don't get enough fluid in you. The NHL has awarded the Conn Smythe Trophy to the most valuable player in the Stanley Cup Finals. A goalie's won that award almost a third of the time. So the next time you hear a nacho cheese-covered obnoxious slob riding the goalie, just tell them that there'll never be a bobblehead night for a loudmouth drunk. This has been A View from the Mic.